Welcome back. I'm Guy Mount, and we are live, Pinemeadow Live. It's great to be back.
Guy, you were missed.
Yeah. So what happened last week?
It was a great show. I mean, a lot of questions, a lot of comments. I think it was a really good topic.
We had a pretty chatty crowd.
Yeah, and a lot of participation in the Facebook. A lot of people posting pictures of their favorite courses.
So what did we have? Did we come up with a favorite course?
Yeah, it was by far, it was Bandon's. Bandon's were up there. And what's the one you had, number one?
St. Andrews.
St. Andrews. And I had this place in Louisiana Mississippi I liked called Dancing Rabbit.
Dancing Rabbit?
Yeah. You didn't watch?
I wasn't near a computer. Yeah, no. No, you were on your. So what did you give away? Normally I get caught.
Shallowface Fairwoods.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So a couple people won because of the picture they posted and comments. And yeah, it was a great show.
Oh, well, fantastic. Well, this is your guys' opportunity out there in Pinemeadow land to be able to ask questions, comments. We always try to do something for the people who are listening. We try to do something special. So because you're tuning in and I know you're taking time out of your day, I'm throwing one out today, okay? So until the end of the day, which is 4:30 Pacific Coast time, or I guess you could probably put it on the web and put the order in. ZR1 Mark IIs, set of irons, 3-through pitching wedge, $75.
Whoa.
Wow.
$75.
Is that less than $10 an iron?
Yeah. So the price is $149 right now. I figured half price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Half price. So $75, and that gets you free shipping because you're over $72. So pretty sweet deal. But it's for anybody here listening. We'll announce it throughout the show for people who are coming in and going out. But
so you got to call in for that.
Got to call in for that, and that's right. You're gonna have to call in by 4:30 Pacific Coast time because that's when the phones shut down here. So get it in today. That's a hell of a price on a set of irons. We got only 3 FedEx Cup tournaments left, right?
Yep.
And then the Ryder Cup.
Only 3. I mean, there's only been 1.
Yeah, so it's only 4. So this week is the Barclays, right? Oh, no, the Deutsche Bank.
Barclays already happened.
Deutsche Bank.
The Deutsche Bank is next week. This is the BMW.
Oh, is this the BMW? Okay.
Yeah, so they're at, I think it's like Ridge something Country Club.
Huh.
Hold on, I have PGA Tour open.
Well, so I looked at the points, and boy, Hunter Mahan jumped up there from 62nd to 1st with that victory. So pretty interesting.
Well, the points scale is just unbelievable. Like if you win one of these events, like you're almost automatically in first.
Right.
It's crazy.
So if he plays well the next couple of these next couple of tournaments, he's in a really good spot.
Oh yeah.
So that'll be fun to see. Now specials this month. Basically, we're coming up on the end of the month, and we call this Monte Rosa month, right? We've got the Monte Rosa driver on special for $74, the 3-wood on special for $42, the hybrid on special for $42.
Ooh, I need to interject. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
I made a mistake. It is the Deutsche Bank this week. Next week is the BMW.
Gotcha.
So
I thought it was, but I wasn't. I was going to defer to you.
Yeah.
Never question the I-team.
Yeah, TBC Boston.
Yeah, TBC of Boston.
Okay, my bad.
Oh well. Hey, I did see. I don't know if you guys caught it, but this last weekend I caught some of the Boeing Classic.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys watch it?
Watched the back 9 on Sunday.
I watched the back 9 on Saturday.
Gotcha.
God,
I recorded it, so
it was fun
cool.
to see.
Both through the commercials too.
It's fun to see the holes we played and how they played them, and
those tee boxes were a little bit different.
We played further up. But they played better than we did. They hit the ball closer to the pin than we did.
Yeah. I only saw a couple highlights, and the guy that won it, Dunlop, on the playoff hole on number 18.
Right.
We posted a picture of it on our Facebook page. But he was like a 3 hybrid out, lands on the green, goes past the hole, and rolls back to like within 3 feet, 3 4
You're kidding me.
So it was 81 with a birdie. He missed the putt though, and he made birdie to win the playoff.
Well, which was great. They were talking about him all Sunday, how he's played on a tour in all 6 continents other than Antarctica, obviously. So 6 out of the 7. And he's like only won like a couple minor events here and there, like total journeyman.
Right.
And this is like a life-changing win for him.
Oh, totally.
Biggest check he'll ever cash for one tournament. It's crazy.
Well, it's amazing. I was watching the 18th hole, and I saw a guy, and he hit a good drive out there to the left of those traps, and he had a full 3-wood in, knocked it 10 feet. And I remember playing that hole. That's not an easy shot. I mean, I don't care.
18.
It's uphill. You know, you got the stands on both sides. It's kind of like the bowl that you're shooting into, and
well, that'll show you how different our tee box was than theirs, because I think I had like a 5-iron in and he had 3-wood in.
Yeah.
So ours were
they were saying that they weren't sure whether they could clear those traps.
Yeah.
From where they were teeing off, and we could blow.
We just went right over the
top.
Yeah. And there was even trees there you could go over too.
Yeah. So that's kind of interesting from that standpoint. But what a cool setting. And I watched. They showed couples. I didn't see it, but Rex said they showed couples and one other guy that were teeing off on number, was it 14? The where the Alaska Airlines pavilion was, and couples. Both of them hit it. One hit a 3-wood, one hit a driver, but I think couples hit a 3-wood on that hole, and got it on the fringe.
Did he make it to the green?
Oh yeah. He either rolled off but he was there, and he's hitting a 3-wood.
Yeah.
From the back tees.
Tyler also went to the Portland Open that was in town this weekend, the Web.com tournament.
Oh, did you really?
Just for a little bit on Sunday.
What'd you think?
It was cool. I was in one of the suites on the 18th green,
right?
So that was nice. It was like unlimited food and open
Which
bar.
suite was it?
Like the suite number or what company?
Yeah, what company?
Oh, it was my aunt's company. She works for Co-Sales Northwest.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So I think there was a bunch of 5-hour energy everywhere. So I think they.
So
do
they sales reps, food sales reps?
I think I honestly didn't even ask, but we only went we got there as like the second group off was coming into 18, so like the guys that weren't in contention, and then we left about halfway through the field. So we probably saw 25 groups come through almost.
Interesting.
Maybe 20 groups.
Pretty good golf.
Yeah, it was good. We only saw one eagle, but saw some good shots. Saw a couple people blow up, which was also fun to see. So.
Oh, interesting.
Was it a good crowd there?
Yeah. I mean, it was about what I expected. Our box was full, but I mean, the grandstands weren't really full, but there were plenty of people walking around, walking with groups. There were a few guys that I recognized as like ex-PGA Tour guys.
Like Jason Gore and guys like that.
Yeah, Colt Nost. There was a guy from the Big Break who got his card because it was the final tournament of the year, so they give out the 25 cards. Right. And he was one of them. I remember watching him on TV, so that was cool.
Well, the kid that won it, Ortiz,
he's just dominated. He was like, I was looking at the money list, and he finished like he made a little over 500K, and the next guy made like 300.
Well, and he's won 3 times.
Yeah.
Was this his 3rd victory, or?
Yeah, this was his 3rd of the year, I think.
Which you automatically, if you win 3 tournaments, you automatically get your card.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, he wasn't ever in.
He wasn't in any danger. I think coming in, all he had to do is basically show up, and he got his card.
Yeah, I think he even was so far ahead he didn't even have to show up. But,
where did he go to school?
Well, he is originally from Mexico, and then I think he went to school in Dallas. I was reading in the pamphlet, but he's only 23, and this is like his first time on tour. So I'm not sure if like he just had to be on the Web.com tour, obviously with the new No Q school thing.
Right.
Because, I mean, he seems like the kind of guy who could have probably stepped on the PGA Tour and made plenty of cuts. Right. So I think he'll be really good next year.
Well, in the old days where you get remember Tiger never went through Q school. He just walked out and won enough through sponsors exemptions where he won enough money or once you win,
you're exempt. Yeah.
You're exempt. So back in those, and now you don't get that very much. I mean, they'll let some, 13 or 14-year-old do it, at some invitational deal, but they don't really do it like that anymore. Mm-hmm. So, Well, let's get to a question. Because what we try to do every week is pull some questions that we have that have come through over the last week or so that we think everybody may or may not may be interested in listening to. So Tommy, why don't you pull up a question?
Yeah, let's just start off with question 1. Aaron, you want to do that? Got it queued up? All right, question 1. I need a set of decent clubs for my 15-year-old grandson. He's just learning the game but has a very fast swing speed and has broken 4 clubs.
Whoa.
2 drivers and 2 3-woods, made by Top Flight, Dick's Sporting Goods.
Oh, that was your fault. That was an issue to begin with.
I have heard a lot of good things about Pinemeadow, but I want to buy another set of clubs that will break or spend a lot of money on a beginner set. Do you make something that would hold up, Raymond? You want to answer? Or you want?
Well, go for it.
Well, I absolutely think our clubs will hold up. I think, like you said, a beginner set is not going to be for him. The way he must be swinging really hard.
He's 15, so he's
And
how about easy on the soda pop or something?
I
don't need to swing that hard.
So,
2 drivers and 2 3-woods.
What I recommend, because we offer some starter sets, but I want to go that route. I would probably recommend piecing together some of the stuff on the monthly deals if you're trying to watch your budget. The Monorosa set right now is probably going to be the route to go. You can piece together a hybrid set, a driver, and a 3-wood for probably just over $275, I think.
Which will be similar to the price of the Top Flight set at Dick's. And if you do that with a driver, a $75 driver, a $42 3-wood, and then you've got a 3-4 hybrid, 3-through pitching wedge, or a 5-through pitching wedge on the irons, and that's $164 on the hybrid set. You've got the whole thing taken care of.
Yeah, and plus free shipping. And you get a better quality graphite shaft. It's a graphite shaft, our limited graphite.
It's going to be graphite in the driver, the 3-wood, and the 2 hybrids.
Yeah, and I'm guessing that the starter sets, they have a lower quality than our limited graphite shaft, a little lesser grade, and that's why they're breaking so easily.
And it could be too that they have alloy heads, which our drivers and 3-woods will be titanium and stainless steel. Theirs may be an alloy mix. So, and I'm not sure what the irons are made up of, but I think those are stainless steel. But I think you'll be just totally happy if you went and did that set, or if you made a setup with our 3.0s. I think you'll be happy with those too. So either way you go, I think you'll be much, much happier than you were with those Top Flights.
Yeah, and another nice thing too is that the investment you're going to make at that age with us, you might, if it does cost a little bit more, those will last a long time. You're not going to buy him a new set like 2 or 3 years from now. I mean, he can play those for a long time and be happy.
Totally.
Unlike a beginner set, which might get outdated.
Absolutely. We got something coming through from Ustreamer 907. When a shaft on a putter or other club is shortened or lengthened from the standard length, does it require a rebalancing of the head, or is that made with a different weighting from a standard length? Well, no. I mean, in theory it should, but practically not, and so that will affect potentially the feel of the club. There's really no way to rebalance it in today's world other than weighting it with lead tape, or you can't really take weight out because there's no way to functionally take it out. So unless you're lengthening or shortening it in a major way, it's really not going to affect the feel of the club. It's only if you add 2 inches to a club or cut one down 2 inches. And I think what you're really going to find is you're going to find that the feel, because of the lengthening or the shortening, is maybe thrown off the actual balance of the club. So that's the only thing I can say. A modest lengthening or shortening, half inch, maybe an inch, I don't think it's going to make a huge difference at all. Would you guys agree?
Yeah, I don't think it's making a big difference at all. I mean, the cool thing is the new putter we're coming out. We talked about it. It shows the counterbalance putter.
Yeah, the counterbalance putter. I don't have one here, but
okay.
It's a great. I mean, I think that could be the next belly putter.
Mm-hmm.
It's the alternative to the belly putter, alternative to the long putter. And because now it's 2000 and isn't it, Tyler? Is it 2015?
What?
The bellies are outlawed.
Well, the end of 2015. So January 1st, 16.
Okay, so Adam Scott will be fine next year.
So next year's the last year you can play with it.
So, but Adam Scott, he does anchor, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, that'll be interesting. So, did you guys hear about? Did you hear a cookout on August 19th during a rush week at Arkansas State University frat house? A college kid hit a football thrown by a friend with a golf club. The club shaft broke traveling 30 feet and impaled an 18-year-old Natalie Jo Eaton in the neck. When the police got there, the ASU student was on the sidewalk with two men holding her head up and keeping pressure on the wound.
I did not hear about this.
That just came over the wire. They said that the kids did exactly what they were supposed to do. When the club went in, it hit her spinal cord, Riddle said. The way the doctors talk about it was probably paralysis. That's the best we were looking for then, but now she's moving her arms and her legs. She's the strongest person ever, and yada, so on and so forth. But nobody else was injured. That's just wild.
Like you said, I hope it wasn't.
Yeah, I hope it wasn't our club.
So this was it the graphite shaft or something?
You know what? They didn't say.
Because I saw something on a website a couple of days ago. This guy posted a picture and he said they were playing around with some graphite sticks or shafts or something. And he said, do not, whatever you do, run your hand up and down a broken shaft for any reason.
Oh.
He said that the little shards, they'll just go right through your finger. He said he didn't even feel it. And he looked down and he was bleeding.
Yeah.
And he was just stuck in his finger. And it was just, he had to go to the hospital and all this stuff. But
I have done that. I have done that mistakenly when 25 years ago, when graphite first came out, and a shaft had, and you could see the fracturing. And I grabbed it and I go, well, that's kind of interesting. I did this. I did. Oh, it just hurts me thinking about it. I did this and it was like, ow, jeez. And I had graphite all in my finger.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, it's terrifying.
So
note to file.
She's okay, though.
She's okay.
Okay, yeah, because I'm reading here, she now has feeling on both sides of her body.
Yeah, it says, but now she's moving her arms and her legs. She's the strongest person I've ever met, so that doesn't surprise me at all, said one of her friends.
Which is not, okay, so this is like her first day on campus. I mean,
yeah, she's 18.
Yeah, so she's a freshman.
Going to a frat party, a rush party.
Welcome to college.
Yeah, no kidding.
Welcome to Arkansas State University. Oh, man. Now, that's nothing against Arkansas State University. That might have been a good party.
Yeah, no kidding.
Unbelievable. So I had, the big announcement this week is that Tiger fired his caddy. Right?
The swing coach, was it?
His swing coach. Not his caddy, his swing coach.
Yeah.
So, Sean Foley. So that would be, Tyler, what, his third swing coach?
Yeah.
This will be number,
For those of you keeping track at home.
Yeah. And Sean Foley, who succeeded Haney. Hank Haney, as Woods coach, saw his 4-year tenure. God, it's been 4 years already. 4 years tenure with an amicable announcement posted by Tiger on his website. So what's your what do you guys take on that?
I think it's
just time for somebody new.
Yeah, or I mean, it's Tiger, and like they were talking about the Dan Patrick show, how he just thinks
nothing's ever his
fault. Nothing ever is his fault. Obviously, if I'm not playing well, it's my swing coach's fault. It's not me. How could it be me?
So do you think that's why he fired Butch Harmon, because Butch Harmon was getting too popular and too successful because Tiger was winning too much? So
yeah.
I can't share the spotlight with Butch, so I fire him because...
Yeah, they were kind of talking about that.
That's kind of interesting.
They were getting too big, and they were like, oh, wow, Butch Harmon is the reason Tiger's playing so well, not Tiger.
Hey, I was telling Tyler that's why that's the rumor around why he fired Fluff, his caddy, Mike Cowan. Was because Fluff was really, he was doing TV commercials for Motel 6, and was he's getting all this attention, and I think Tiger liked it.
What's your take on it, Tyler?
I mean, I don't know. I think he's kind of trying to cover up it's his fault for coming back too early from the injury, and that's what's really causing his issues on the course. I think. I mean,
do you think he's pushing the doctors, Tyler? I mean, because the doctors are going to be the ones that say you are good to go, right?
Yeah, I don't know. He also, I mean, it goes back to when he tinkered with it in the first place, which still don't know why he did that. So, I think he's looking for something that's not there. It's just, I don't understand why he wouldn't just go back to what he.
Rex was saying this morning that he had read that he wants to develop his quads more. And think about this. He wants to develop his quads more so that he can move into the ball and create more clubhead speed like the young guys like Rory and Ricky and Sergio. So, I mean, I get that, but can a guy who's his age do that? I mean, maybe if anybody can, he can. I don't know.
Yeah. Golf Channel had the odds of who the next swing coach is going to be.
Yeah.
Butch Harmon is 7-4 odds. Chuck Cook, I never heard of Chuck Cook.
Oh, Chuck? Charlie?
Yeah, he could.
Never heard of him.
Your coach?
Never heard of him.
He's 92. So.
Well, they asked
Butch
Harmon
said he's not going to call me, or like.
Well, so did you hear what he said?
He wouldn't do it, and he wouldn't call me either.
Yeah, he goes. Would you, if asked, would you coach him again?
And he said he's not going to ask, and even if he did, I wouldn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So. And the way he said it was.
Might as well be 0 odds on that.
Right. The way he said it was, he said no, and he wouldn't call me anyway.
There was like this Irish site called Paddy Power.
Yeah.
Bookmaker, and they were setting odds, and they put names like Steve Stricker,
Brandel Chambly,
Michael Green, his ex-wife, Ellen.
Oh, Elin, 500 to 1.
500 to 1. That might be 1,000. Brandon Chambly's got to be at least 1,000 to 1.
He was 20 to 1.
Oh man. Okay, so we also have. Did you hear about this guy, a Malaysian golfer? I can't pronounce his name. Last name's Zane. Had a rare hole-in-one on a par 4. Holed out on the water-lined 289-yard 16th at Kuala Lumpur Golf Club. That's pretty impressive.
How long was the hole?
289. Now, I thought, well, I wonder how many of those have been. There's only been one hole-in-one on a par 4 on the PGA Tour, and it was by Andy McGee at the TPC Scottsdale at the FBR Open, now Phoenix Open, in 2001. McGee's hole-in-one came with a driver on a 332-yard 17th. His shot ran up onto the green while a group, Steve Pate, Gary Nicholas, and Tom Byram were putting. McGee's ball bounced onto the green, ran through Byram's legs, struck Byram's putter, and deflected it about 8 feet into the hole.
Jeez.
Wow.
Huh. They count it.
I didn't think they'd count if it went out. Well, that's an interesting ruling.
Yeah.
It bounced off a guy's putter.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Because I know if you hit somebody's bag, it's their fault.
Right.
So I don't know.
Oh, that's an interesting deal. Yeah, I don't know about that either. Grab another question, Tyler. What question were you
Actually,
looking
Tyler can't see him.
Yeah, I can't
Tyler
see
can't see him.
chat,
Tommy,
so.
No, it's
shoot
on
one over to
Google
Aaron.
Docs. Do you have the Google Docs open? I'll pick one.
Yeah, go for it.
I think I do.
Let's do question number 2. Hi, for delivery in Canada, do you know the extra fees for custom duty and GEST for purchase around $450 to $500? Is it possible to skip those fees? We actually get this question all the time, and Aaron,
Aaron, how would you answer that?
How would you answer that one?
Oh, sorry, I'm trying to run the show here.
Multitask.
I know. It's asking a lot. I would say, unfortunately, that's something we don't have a way of predicting as far as the taxes, duties, and all that, because it can vary on your location, your region, your government, and all that stuff. City, everything. So that will vary. And there's no way to skip them. I'd love not to pay my taxes too, but
now here's a way to commit Canadian tax fraud. Okay, for all you people, drive down to the United States. We will ship them somewhere in the United States, and then you just drive them back over. Play around a golf and drive them back over. So
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. We have people, you know, they have friends in Michigan or Wisconsin.
We do, and people will do that. They'll ship them in,
Yeah.
because I know that there are different European countries. France is different than Germany, is different than Spain, is different than England, and people will ship them to their vacation home in Spain. It's a lot less expensive than if they shipped them to Germany.
Yeah, and that's why
So-
we don't even like try to guess what it'll be, just because we
Right.
don't want it to be way off. And like, there's all these other fees that could be tacked on, like if they live in a rural area or like you said, a county has
Right.
different taxes.
And Giles, that's a good point. I mean, I had thought with NAFTA, I had thought with the free trade, North American free trade, that product going into Mexico, product going into Canada, that these borders were basically lifted and so on and so forth. And it's not the case. There are fees there, and UPS, we can't, Aaron, we can't get a definitive. We can get a definitive UPS charge, can't we?
Well, as far as the shipping rate goes,
Yeah,
though, there have been, I guess UPS does sometimes collect stuff.
In addition to
Yeah.
the regular freight,
When they actually deliver it. There's
they could be in charge of
that can
collecting the
happen.
duty.
Yeah,
and-
I've seen it.
yeah.
I don't know what exactly it's called.
Okay.
But keep in mind, we ship overseas all the time.
Yeah.
Rarely ever do we get complaints like, "Oh, I'm not going to pay for this," because most people that do buy from the U.S. They know it's coming. They know
And
it's-
we're not in the business of, unlike say a Warrior Golf that's in the business of making money on shipping and handling. I mean,
Yeah.
we are trying to find the lowest cost solution if we're shipping products around the world. Now, we will tell you that it is more expensive to send package sets and golf bags and carts because they're
Yeah, large
bigger
objects.
dimension.
To the same token, though, it's to your benefit to order more than just one club. You could order, 4, 5, 6 clubs that all fit into one box, and the
And-
shipping rate doesn't change much, if at all.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. That's a really good point. That's a really good point.
And just the last part of it, we can't avoid those fees. I know there's ways of doing it. Like if you send your gift, we can mark it as a giftable or sample. We can't do that because then we're at fault if we get.
Well,
Yeah.
and we can't do that. But I would encourage you, if you come down here on vacation and you want us to ship it to your brother who lives in Schenectady, New York, and you want to drive it up and do that, you're free to do that. That saves a lot.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do that. There's no question about that. Get your questions in now. Also, we had mentioned in the beginning a special we were doing specifically for Pinemeadow Live today. The ZR1 Mark II's version, our last version. Today only, as you're watching this show, call in 1-800-309-6878. You can get the ZR1 Mark II's for $75, 3-through pitching wedge. That's steel shaft, right-handed or left-handed.
Yes, we do have left-handed. Yeah.
Right or left-handed, $75, and that includes free shipping. So that's just an incredible price. But it's only because you're watching Pinemeadow Live. This isn't going to go out, over the web. It's going to go out over the broadcast.
Actually, I take that back. We don't have left-handed.
Are we out of left-handed?
Yeah, we are at left-handed.
Okay. 'Cause I
Yeah.
know we were close on selling
maybe
out.
sandwich.
I think we were like out of like one of the irons. So if you wanted like everything but the pitching wedge, we could do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, those sold out. And since we're discontinuing the item, basically we won't bring any more in.
Okay. So, and don't forget, it's Monte Rosa month. So lots of deals under our monthly specials with the Monte Rosas. And it appears, Tommy, if you're correct, all of our click gears are on special.
Yeah, basically how that works is that we have like the lowest price that Click Gear offers. So a lot of people will take advantage of that because they like dealing with us. They know it's going to be a good experience, and so
Well, and
you're
it's
not gonna
free shipping.
and free freight. Yeah, so they've been really popular. Tyler has been working with Click Gear directly, making sure we have all the accessories and carts. And Tyler plays,
Everything should be up to date. They send us stuff like every couple weeks, maybe even more often than that.
Very
It's
nice.
about what's available.
Did you use it on? Speaking of that, Tyler had a nice little round on Saturday.
I forgot my click gear. It was actually. I was pissed about it. Because my partner had his, and we
wheeled out of the house without it.
Click gear is gonna be great, and I got a ride with someone, and I was like loading up the car. I had my shoes and cooler and bag, and I just forgot my car.
Where'd you play?
Quail Valley out in Banks.
What's the course like?
It's nice. I mean, it's well maintained. Hard, fast fairways. Greens were soft. They were like just recently watered, but they were smooth.
Nice. What'd you shoot?
77. No birdies, no doubles. So
workmanlike round. God, that's
fantastic.
fantastic.
Just a blue collar round,
Nice.
So yeah, it was fun. Didn't win, got second, but it was a 2-person best ball modified Stableford, so it's kind of a interesting scoring.
Funky scoring.
Yeah, which it would
have helped if you had some birdies.
Yeah, exactly. That was the main reason that you don't exactly get that rewarded for a good round.
Exactly.
So.
Well, Arnold will be teeing it up here. Did you realize he had a pacemaker put in?
Jeez.
No.
Arnold is counting down the days until he can play golf again. Parmal, who turned 85 on September 10th, is back in his office after having successful pacemaker implant surgery August 18th in Pittsburgh. I didn't know that. As for playing golf, 12 days, he said. My back's been bothering me some, but has more to do with the swing and the fact that the pacemaker's in my shoulder. I don't want to disrupt the wiring in there, so I'll wait for the doctors to say it's okay. Yeah, good move, Arnie. Definitely let them... I'd let them give you the green light. Don't be listening to Tiger's doctors. Okay, so...
Yeah, Nate actually just came on and mentioned something, and might be the reason why it's a little slow today, is that we had the wrong... We put tomorrow on our newsletter, so we apologize. Even though the newsletter went out today, it had the right date, but we had tomorrow on there.
No, I think we had the wrong day. It was supposed to go out last night.
No, it went out this morning.
I should have gone out yesterday.
Oh,
Okay.
normally we sent it out yesterday and then fire. Yeah, okay. Well, that could, it's entirely possible. That's the deal. What's the fire up another question.
All right, Aaron, you want to do question number 3?
Fire up number 3.
Sure. What do we got? Says, looking for hybrid irons, how do I discern the difference between different offerings? I'm a senior. Let me know, as I would like to get at least a 3, 4, and 5 hybrid.
Well, Aaron, how would you answer that?
Keep putting me on the spot here.
I know, but you're good at it. You are good at it.
As far as how to discern differences, well, I mean, we make clones, so they're going to have similarities between, TaylorMade, Callaway, Ping. We have a couple of our own in-house models, of course, too. But if you're looking for just kind of general styles, if you have a preference towards one of those name brands, that can help narrow it down. If you're looking for certain features like weight distribution system, like little weight ports, we've got the Command Q. Those are a good model. The Command Q TI also has that static weight port, which isn't removable, but it does try to get that weight below the ball. And then I guess trying to differentiate the rest of them. I mean, there's the Secret Weapon. It's got the V-sole design, and then the what's the other one I'm thinking of?
Do we have? Would you say, Aaron, that there's a distinction between a hybrid iron and a hybrid wood, both hybrids? But
Absolutely, yeah. The XL Monte Rosa would be an example of a hybrid wood, where it's got that kind of traditional wood shape, whereas the pre-progressive set, those are going to be more of a hybrid iron. If you look at the face of that, it actually looks like an iron if you're looking at it face on, but then it's got, I would almost call it just like a wide sole as opposed to that hybrid shape. They get progressively smaller as you go up in loft. So those are quite a few differences between a lot of the hybrids that we offer. What those will give you as far as performance and forgiveness, I mean, that's just going to be kind of the same. I mean, we're going to have very forgiving clubs overall. So I think
I like it. Liken it to, you really have to, when you set that club down, you have to like the way it looked. I personally like to err towards the hybrid wood. I like that look versus the hybrid iron, but that's me personally. And I know a lot of people who would look down and go, wow, I like the hybrid iron better. So it's just really personal preferences to, which one you like. They're all going to be game improving. They're going to be forgiving. They're going to be way better than something maybe you had 10 years ago. But then it really comes down to personal preference. How does it look? I can grab a putter and I can look at it and go, yeah, I don't really like the look of that. And you can pick up the same putter and go, wow, I really do. So that's really. I had one person say, well, how do I pick the club? What's the best club out there? And my answer was, well, if there was the best club, we'd only have one club to sell, right? Think about that. Why do some people play Tallaway? Some people play Ping. Some people play TaylorMade. Some people play Adams. Some people play Pinemeadow. Well, there's a variety of reasons.
Well, we know why the pros do.
Yeah, because they're getting paid. Some cases they get paid to play some clubs, but some clubs like their putter and maybe their 3-wood, they play them because they like them.
Yeah, and that'd be like the Scotty Cameron, because a lot of pros, we'll play Scotty Cameron putters, but not. I play everything else, Nike or Callaway.
I had a buddy, and his neighbor kid was playing golf. No, it wasn't his neighbor; it was his stepson, and he's starting out, and he had basically given the kids clubs to Goodwill because he didn't think the kid was interested in playing it. So the kid comes back and says, "Hey, where are my clubs?" Stepdad goes, I took them to Goodwill because I thought they were too small because they were a junior size. So I want to play. I played with them last year. It's time to play." And so he calls me up. He says, "I need a set. I need it quick." And he says, "My wife said, well, I was at the pro shop the other day, and in fact it was Oswego, and he says, I saw this Cameron putter," and he goes, "Hun, you do know that's." Yeah, she says, only like $249. And he goes, "I'm going to get a complete set for him, and it's not going to cost $249. She says, "Oh, really?" So he says, "I got to have it today because every day that goes by, the odds are she's going to go down to the pro shop and start buying some." So I said, "Come on over, we'll get it taken care of today." But I got him a pre-16 set, and it was... He called me, he says, "It's just perfect, absolutely perfect." The kid's, like 16, 17, absolutely loves it. Mm-hmm. He's getting back, he's not playing a lot, but he's playing some, he's playing with his mom, and it's just really cool, to see these kids, getting out there and playing. So.
Yeah, the $267 Scotty Cameron would probably be a little overkill.
Well, yeah, for a 16-year-old that played a couple times last year and decides he wants to play this year.
Yeah.
Of course, I'd like that kind of mom, quite frankly.
Wait, so he's 16?
16, okay. 17.
Which side of the lake? Might need to recruit him.
He would be on the... He's right on the board. He's right on the border. I think he's Lake Ridge size.
Okay, good.
He is Lake Ridge. So
what's the name again?
I'll tell you after the show.
Okay.
Yeah. We no illegal recruiting scandals.
Yeah, we don't need the scandals.
This is on video.
Well, he's already going to the school.
We gotta be careful because of all this Lake Oswego Lakers stuff. Did you hear? The latest thing with the Lake Oswego football.
Yep, classic.
I grew up with Steve Corey, and Steve. We were at Lake Ridge at the same time, and he's one of the nicest guys in the world. But man,
bad news.
Bad news. Bad news. So what else do we have? Do we have another question?
Yeah, we got a couple more questions from the mailbag this week.
Okay.
Question number 4. I bought a set of clubs several years ago from your company and have been very happy with them.
Well, that's good.
Like most people are. My question is, would getting clubs with graphite shafts take away the distance I get with the metal shafts? That's question number 1.
Okay.
Can you give me the advantages and disadvantages of using graphite shafts on my irons? I currently use graphite shafts on my Pinemeadow driver and in another brand of hybrids and get a good distance with them. So he basically just wants to know, should he be concerned about getting graphite shafts on his irons because he will lose a lot of distance because he currently hits his driver and hybrids really well with graphite.
So then the question is, how old are you and what's your swing speed? Because if you're looking to get graphite in the irons, graphite in the woods really does help. You're going to create a lot more swing speed. You're going to create a lot more flex and a lot more torque. You're going to move the ball more with graphite in your driver and your 3-wood and your hybrids. And you don't necessarily need that in your irons. with the exception is if you have a slower swing speed and maybe you're a little bit on the older side, advanced age, you want to get a little bit more swing speed, you want a little bit more torsion and torque and whip on those irons. That's when you're going to get a little bit more distance with your graphite shafted irons. Now, and that's follows through with women too. Women have a much slower swing speed. They need that flex. They need that release with the club, where graphite in the irons really does help. Now, if you are Tyler's age, you're in your mid-20s, you swing like Tyler does, fast swing speed, lots of power. Well, you don't necessarily need graphite in the irons. You need more control. And steel is going to give you more control, and stiff steel is going to give you more control. So it really depends. Is it William W.H. Sexton? It really depends, Mr. Sexton, what you are. If, like I said, a little bit older, senior flex, yeah, I'd go graphite. Younger, good swing speed, or middle-aged, good swing speed, I wouldn't worry about it in my irons. I keep the steel in my irons because I think control. I've often said this on this show. I think it's more important that you err on the stiff side of your irons simply for control. And that was drilled into me by Ping many, many years ago. Most of their shafts in their early years were always more on the firm side because they wanted to err on control. Stiff shafts will give you more control in your irons, not necessarily more distance, but you know what? If I hit a 7-iron 150 where I could maybe get it 160, I don't really care. I'd rather be able to get it in the circle and be putting. I guess that's my key, and that's how I'd answer that one.
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, this name sounds familiar. I feel like he's ordered a bunch of stuff from us before. So, I mean, I would agree with you completely.
Interesting. Yeah. Anything coming from Pinemeadow Live?
No, we just it's pretty quiet on the chat there.
Might be that tomorrow. Everybody might be plugged in for tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Obviously, it's Labor Day week too, so I mean, we can see there's a lot less visitors on our site right now than normal too.
True.
So,
true. Okay, let's finish up with one more question.
Okay. This wasn't planned.
This wasn't planned.
Yeah. I'm very interested in buying a custom set of 01 Mark II irons. I was wondering if I only wanted to buy 5-through pitching wedge, would I have to pay the full price as the 3-through pitching wedge? I'll answer it if it was on regular price. We can do the sets 5-through pitching wedge. Just give us a call and we can set that up.
We'll work it out.
Yeah. Next year, probably we're going to move into offering sets more in the 5-through pitching wedge, just because
a lot of people are ordering 3 or 4 hybrids.
Yeah, so that way allows you to pick your hybrids moving forward. In this case, though, since we're running this deal today for $75 for the 01 Mark II irons, you might as well just get the whole set. Give the 3 and 4 iron to junior golf or somebody that would use them, and
give them to your son that goes to Arkansas State University for the.
Oh gosh!
Sorry. Didn't mean to go there.
Too soon.
Didn't mean to go there.
So, so if you're just joining us, like mentioned, it's today only, $75, half price off the ZR1 Mark II irons.
Right-handed only,
right-handed
3-through
only,
pitching wedge.
3-through pitching wedge. So
I mean, that's for anybody who out there is listening. I mean, God, you can. That's a sweet deal.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want you guys to be really thinking, because next week is going to be, I'm gonna come out with a FedEx challenge. Who's gonna win?
Okay.
Okay. So we got to be doing some homework, and that's Aaron. That means you're gonna. I mean, we're not going Patrick Reed, okay?
Why not?
Well, I don't know if you're going to win. That would be the first thing. So, be doing some homework, because we're going to be doing something along those lines, and we're going to be giving away or maybe not giving away, but we're going to have some swinging deal next week on Pinemeadow Live for the show. So, I'm thinking it's going to be an interesting. It's going to be an interesting tournament this week.
Yeah,
definitely. See how Rory does.
So there'll be one more tournament after that, or two?
Two.
For the playoffs?
Yeah.
Well,
This
there's
one
week, and there's next week, and then there's the tour championship.
And then the
Okay.
final. Yeah. So.
We had one more comment come in that says, I've been playing the Realtree driver. I really like it and get a ton of compliments on it.
Hey, well, thank you.
Thank you. I played too. I get a lot of compliments on it also.
I carry the bag and everybody loves it.
Are you going full cart bag yet, or you still have to?
No. For full carry. Can't do the cart bag. Can't do the cart bag.
Yeah, I think it's be interesting because I mean, this Realtree driver bag, stand, and cart is a great giftable item for the holidays. I mean,
absolutely.
I mean, I think it's gonna be interesting to see how the sales do on that, and then get the more feedback we get. And I'm actually starting to see some traction, sales across the board everywhere from our wholesale customers and our website. That it's starting to get.
Well, people are starting to see it,
Mhm.
and it's starting to get out there, and it really is unique. When we were up in Washington playing our Washington World Tour, we had people come up to us, marshals and pros, and look at it and go, "Wow, that's really cool."
Yeah.
And you know, I don't care if you bless you. I don't care if you're a hunter or, you know, I mean, it's a conversation piece. I can't tell you how many people comment on the Realtree bag, how cool it is. So it's definitely neat, and it's functional. The bag's a great bag. There's just no question. It's got all the pockets, all the zippers, all the compartments, full length dividers. I mean, it's a well thought out bag.
Yeah.
So.
Rex said he was playing with one of his friends in a golf tournament, and he let him hit the driver, and he says he's not getting it back.
That's why I go. What?
He kept it.
In his office today, I go, "Who's the driver for?" And he goes, "It's for me." I thought you had one in your bag. He says, "Yeah," and then he told me the same story.
Yeah, and I don't know if this guy. I don't think he's a hunter. I don't know him that well, but
No.
he
He as Rex tells it.
Yeah, Rex said that he
couldn't hit the fairway.
I never found a driver that he could get in the fairway, and apparently this one worked. I don't know.
Of course.
It's a
Maybe
nice
it's the
club.
shaft,
It's a
who knows?
460 head. The shaft feels really good. I mean, it's nice.
After my driving experience at Chambers Bay, I'm going back. I am going back to the double wall.
Yeah.
I'm regressing. I'm just trading good for good. Good for better.
Yeah.
Or different. Good for different.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We wrap it up?
Yeah, cut a little short today.
Cut a little short. Thanks for being a part of Pinemeadow Live. We'll get that right email out next week.
Yeah.
For the right date, because it was random that we didn't have as much as we did today. But they sometimes happen. And also have everybody have a safe Labor Day. And get those kids back to school so we can get back on the golf course and start playing some serious golf. You know. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week. Same time, same place.